Hey, welcome to What's for Supper Wednesday. I am your consultant, Carrie, and I'm thrilled to be welcoming you to my kitchen to show you guys a quick, simple recipe. It actually looks super easy. This is my first time making it. The hardest part for me is getting my apron untied. It's a new fall recipe. It's called Taco Chili Mac, and I'm really excited to dive into this recipe because it looks so appealing. So I have one of our new pieces of cookware heating up here on the stove. It's the big nonstick Brilliance saucepan. You can see that beautiful blue, like denim, your favorite pair of jeans color blue. Heating up with oil in it, and to that I'm going to add some chopped up peppers and onions. If you've not checked out our Brilliance cookware, here's what I'm going to tell you about it. Now, you'll notice when you feel it, it's lighter than our non-stick, it's lighter than our stainless non-stick. And primarily, that's because of let's turn that down a little bit. That is one of the concessions that you'll find when you use our new cookware. I'm just looking for my spoon here. So one of the things I found, just give me a second, I'm gonna re-angle this so you guys can see that cooking too. There we go. Okay. One of the things Pampered Chef wanted to do is to make a line of cookware that works for all budget types. So we have something for everyone and also something for all experience levels. And so we have our non-stick and our stainless non-stick, which you know I love. The Brilliance is a little more budget friendly perhaps, and it's great for people who are just starting to cook or just getting their first nice set of pots and pans. And to keep it more economical, they did, make a few design changes to what we currently have. So those would be things like our the lightweight that I was talking about, and that's because the core it's a stainless steel bottom rather than aluminum, so you'll feel that it's a little bit lighter. Also, you can throw this in the dishwasher without any oxidization or marring or anything like that. What looks shiny now will look shiny when it comes out of the dishwasher after several uses, so that's a huge perk. You'll also notice that you really want to pay attention to the size of burner that you're using. And that's because, and on any piece of cookware, honestly, the size of the burner really is important. You don't want to have a burner that's too big or too small. If it's too small, the heat's going to be concentrated just in the center of your pot instead of spread out over the entire base. If the burner's too big for your pot, the heat's going to end up coming up on the outsides of the pan and not getting the insides hot. One thing I noticed with this lot of the Brilliance cookware is that the handle tends to heat up, so I'm super careful about how I'm positioning it over the flame on my stove. If you're using a ceramic or a ceramic cooktop with the elements on the flat surface, or a electric stovetop, you want to make sure that your burner, like I said, is not any larger. So another thing they've done is they brought out this cute little helper handle, so I will use that on this end when I go to move this pan into the oven later. This part is okay for me to hold on to, but if you're concerned, just grab an oven mitt and put it on there. Our silicone oven mitts work really well for that kind of stuff. They've also given a great guarantee, a 10-year guarantee, because to be honest, you want to make sure you have a good set of cookware that's going to last you a really long time. And these aren't going to break the bank. We have lots of different pieces, and they are all open stock, or you can get them as a set. And when you host, that's a great way for you to get the sets for less, because you can get a set at half price rather than a half price item for this pan and a half price item for that pan, unless you want to, and you go that way. Another great way to get these into your home is by starting your business with Pampered Chef this month, and you can take advantage of earning them for free, which is pretty awesome, earning some of it for free. So I'm now going to add my ground beef. It calls for a pound, but I'm going to add more because we eat more. I have bigger eaters in my family, so I'm just going to add about 2/3 of this package. I'll wrap up the rest, and I will put that into a container later. just gonna let that cook down. So, I don't know if you noticed, but I used the small chef's tongs. These are one of our guest special gifts. When you spend $100, you get the mix and chop for free. When you spend $125, you get both the small chef's tongs and the mix and chop, which is a huge gift. Because this is worth like 20 something, and so is this. So you're getting an excellent return on your investment when you decide to shop this month. So if you're tuning into our VIP week, first ever, I'm so excited to bring this to you guys. There is a group discount. Shopping opens at 12:01 a.m. tonight. That's Wednesday. So Thursday, actually, on the 8th it opens, 12:01 a.m. and runs until the 13th, which is next Tuesday. So just in case you want to do any shopping, there is a discount for you to take advantage of that. All right, so now we're going to get some other things started. So we have some tomato sauce we're going to add in. We have some black beans we're going to add in. We need 425, 15 ounces, 1 can. Give me a second. Ounces. Okay. So I have a new can of tomato sauce and I have some that was in the fridge, so I'm going to add them both. My oven is preheating. And I want to cook this until the beef is no longer pink. And what I really like to do is get a good sizzle on that beef so that I'm browning my beef, not graying it. So you'll get the difference, right? So to this, I'm going to add our new Everything Taco Seasoning. I used this on fajitas the other day. It's so good. So we want a tablespoon. So I have a half tablespoon measure right here. So I'm going to add 1, 2. I'm going to put an extra bit in because I put more meat in. So I'm not quite 1.5ing the seasoning. But you can put this in anything you want zesty. So fajitas, tacos, stuffed peppers are really good. This would make a really nice dip as well. So you can do all kinds of cool things with that. I'm going to give this a nice stir around. Partway through our last season, you guys, we got our silicone utensils back, improved from what they were even supposed to be last spring. They are fantastic. I'm using them a lot. I'm loving this spoon. It's got a nice scoopy part. Plus, the great thing about having the silicone is that it also cleans out the sides of your pan as you're going. So that's a nice perk. Let's pop this onion away. Starting to smell up my kitchen a little bit. All right, so we got our tomato sauces ready to go. What else do we need? We need to have broth. So it calls for beef broth. I don't have any beef broth, so I'm using chicken, and I need 2.5 cups. This only needs to cook for a few more minutes because the meat is just about not pink anymore, which is great. And then, you can add black beans. Sorry, you guys can't see my face. You can add black beans. I actually I cooked up some kidney beans and black beans a while ago. I just haven't used them yet. So I put them into the freezer, and I just pulled them out today. And I'm going to add those, not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to heat them up separately. And put them with some sauce and some seasoning because I'm the only one who eats them and everybody else will pick them out. So just to save that headache, I'm going to have my own separate one. I'm kind of excited because I do love beans and stuff like that. It's just delicious. And we have some nice fresh cilantro that we're going to get sitting in the herb keeper. This sits in the fridge for weeks, a couple weeks, and it lasts a really, really long time. Okay, so we got this simmering. We're going to add our tomato sauce. and our beef broth. And bring this to, oh, milk. I need a cup of milk. This is so neat. I'm so excited to try this. I've never put milk into a dish like this before, so I'm really excited on how it's going to taste. I think it's going to be delicious, personally. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. My frozen beans. And I'm pulling out this bigger pan. This is the 10-inch rather than the 8-inch because I want to have more room for my stuff to sit in here, my own food. So I'm going to just scoop out what I need. And I will cook this on a separate burner, and then we'll end up with two pans in the oven at once. You know, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Save myself some steps because I want to add my pasta, right, guys? So I don't want to figure out how much pasta is going in one and one in the other. So I'm just going to let this simmer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add my pasta in a moment once this comes up to a simmer, and then I will let it stir and cook, and it has to be uncovered when you're doing that. Let that cook for about 10 minutes. And then when that's done, then I can mix in some cheese. Where am I supposed to add in the cheese? Cheese. Okay. Oh, okay. So here's how the end of the recipe goes. This is going to cook, like I said, or simmer for a bit. And then once it starts to simmer, I'm going to add in 250 grams of macaroni, about a cup-ish. Of macaroni. Then I'm going to crush up tortilla chips, which are on their way home to me. I'm going to add some grated cheddar cheese, some more of the Everything Taco seasoning, and set that aside. And then I'm going to combine some sour cream. I have some sour cream. I also have some plain yogurt that I made in the new kit. So I'm going to do half sour cream, half yogurt. I'm going to mix that with a little bit more milk and some more seasoning and set that aside. And then that sour cream, yogurt, seasoning, milk mixture will get drizzled on top of the dish when it's all ready to go. So once the macaroni is in here, it's going to cook for a few minutes. And then I'm going to mix in some of the grated cheese like I talked about. The tortilla chip mixture, which is the tortilla chips, the cheese, and some of the seasoning is going to go on top. And it bakes in the oven for about 6 to 8 minutes until the cheese is melted. And then it gets drizzled with that yumminess. So that's how it goes together. Thank you so much for checking this video out. I hope you got some great ideas on a great supper that you could do. And think about how you could use this if you have leftovers. An idea that I have for you is get some tortillas, whether they're corn or flour, and use this as an extra mixture. You can make it without the macaroni if you want, just add a little bit less liquid so it's not going to be too runny. And then put it in your taco mixture, or have it over rice, or have it on lettuce wraps. So you have some great ideas on how you can stretch this a little bit further. What you can do too to have an easy and quick meal is double your onion, your red pepper, your ground beef, and your seasoning, and freeze half of it for another time. So it's all ready to go. The filling's ready to go. You just need to add in the extra stuff. So how simple is that, right? So I hope you if you haven't gone back to check out the posts in the VIP week, make sure you do that because there are lots of great recipes in there. And you can check out the virtual kitchen to see what's new with Pampered Chef 2 this fall because the products are phenomenal. I am so excited. Thank you guys so much.